Get weird, get experimental, like literally try everything. Just try stuff, because you never know. Every time you innovate, you're just creating something new. And that's the best thing ever. I feel like life is about creating and growing, because everything that is alive grows. So it's just like, that's the overall point, is keep growing as an artist. And don't be letting nobody tell you what to do. Ain't no rules in music. Hey everyone, this is Ashley, and this is my flavor.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Well, my actual name is Ashley, but as a producer, people call me Ashley, and I am a full-time musician, multi-instrumentalist. I think I play like 10 instruments now. Violin, viola, cello, piano, upright bass, bass guitar, electric and acoustic guitar, drum set, and then like cajon, like hand percussions and things like that, like cajons and djembes and stuff like that. I don't know if I said like piano and harp and banjo yet. Audio engineer, film score composer, songwriter, music producer. If it has something to do with music, I'd probably do it, and do it well.
What inspired you to pursue a career in music?
Literally just being alive, because I like how things sound a lot, and I like putting sounds together, and I like the frequencies of how they make people feel, and like the things that frequencies do to humans and people. That, and I got introduced to viola in 4th grade. It's like a violin, but bigger and way better. Okay. The violinists are gonna hate that. And I was like, ooh, that sounds cool, I wanna do that.
What triggered the drive into the film score composing industry?
Actually, cartoons. I would love to watch cartoons, specifically 1920s to like 1940s, Flip the Frog, early Ubi Works cartoons, because there's like no dialogue, all music, but you still know it's being portrayed. You know what I mean? So it's just like, ooh, this is cool. You can make a whole scene with like music and you don't have to use words. And so I actually used to like strip cartoons down and make my own music for them, and that's how I got a lot of my film scoring started, because I would send it to like directors like, hey, look what I can do.
Tell us about the creative process when producing music.
Well, I like to always go in blank and start from scratch, because there's no rules, and it really depends on how I'm feeling that day, or like how I feel at the time and stuff like that. So yeah, I start everything from scratch usually, unless there's like some kind of special situation going on where I'm collabing with someone, or like, you know what I mean? But I love starting from just like nothing, like hearing nothing.
How do you work with artists to bring their visions to life, like when you do collaborations and stuff like that?
I love working with artists, and I love reminding them that there is no box or there's no rules with music, and I really encourage them to get weird, like, you know, get experimental, because there are no rules to this. Like, you really can do what you want, and that usually makes them really comfortable. And when a person is more comfortable, they make better things. Like, you know what I mean? Just in life in general, if you're more comfortable, you're a better human. You know what I mean? Yeah, like
the creative process of film composing the same versus making like a beat for an artist or something like that?
Completely different.
Can you tell us about it, the differences?
I love the differences, actually. So when you're doing like a film score, it really depends on the director and what you're specifically working on. But me, I usually am watching a film without any music in it. It'll be like different chopped up scenes, and I'm just going to like pull the emotion from the scene with just the music. And I'm watching it without even dialogue yet. You know what I mean? Okay, they look sad. I should make this sad. Like, I see their mouths moving, but I don't know what's happening. I just like know what emotion to portray. When you're in the studio with an artist or just like making a beat, you can kind of go any direction you want to. You know what I mean? Because you're just creating out of thin air.
How do you approach collaborating with directors and producers in film scoring?
First things first, listen a lot. I listen to the environment. I will pick up minimal cues, even from body language. Listening to someone is the easiest way to like collaborate with them.
What are some of the most successful collaborations, and what have made them successful?
Okay, from the outside looking in, people would probably say my songs with like Lotto and Trippie Redd and all those, you know, amazing artists. But to me, personally, it's my collaboration with Viacom, the company that makes like all the TV networks and you know what I mean? All those shows, because it's crazy. Like, I make like minimum, I think, what is it now? It's like minimum 100 songs a year for them, and it's like a never before seen contract. So I think that's the craziest thing, honestly, that I've ever like been a part of. That's the hugest collaboration ever. I'm just like, what? I've made theme songs. I've made Nickelodeon music. I've made commercial music. I've made MTV. Literally like all kinds of music. It's so fun.
How do you manage your time and prioritize when working on multiple projects at once?
I don't know.
Great answer.
I winging it right now. I do different days. Like, so because I do different things, I'll do like, okay, I'm gonna mix a bunch of songs today and tomorrow, and then the next 2 days I'll do all production, and then the next 2 days I'll do film stuff, and then the next 2 days I'll do like returning calls and like paperwork and businesses, and then I'll get back to the fun. You know what I mean? So I just like keep it on a daily kind of thing.
So you handle all your accounting and stuff like that? Do all your
Absolutely not. No.
What are some of the biggest challenges you face as a film score composer, and how do you overcome them?
The biggest, I kind of feel like the only challenge I have as a film score composer is the competitiveness of other people, because sometimes something will sound better than what I made and it's more fitting for a scene, and I ain't got no hater bone in my body, so it's just like, yeah, use theirs instead of mine type thing, you know what I mean? And the film score composing, it's so competitive because you have like, I don't know, like a million people making a million songs every day, trying to like put them on TV, keep you on your toes and things like that. And that's why that contract with Viacom is so important, because it's like, oh my gosh, you guys know me in like real life.
How do you stay current with the evolving technology and trends in the industry while also maintaining your own unique style?
Easy. I don't. I live under a rock. I barely listen to music. You'll probably never see me. No, let me not mention that on an interview. I really stick to myself and my pals. I just do things that I want to do. And it just like inspires me to like make music, because I don't really like listen to anyone or look up to anyone. I admire other people's work, of course, but I don't like want to be like someone else. So I don't stay current. I just do me. Every time, you innovate, it becomes the new anyway, instead of trying to like follow trends and things.
What is your opinion on the use of pre-existing music in films as opposed to original scores?
I always vote for original scores, but I understand soundtracks also have a place. You know what I mean? Like, soundtracks are different from the score. Like, the score is gonna give you that scary music when the serial killer's like walking through the door, but the soundtrack is gonna be like the hard Kalani song at the end of the movie. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think they both equally play an important part.
How important do you believe music is to the overall impact and success in the film?
Extremely important. You can have movies with no words and you can still get the point across, but I ain't never seen no movie with no music. Like,
how do you measure success in your field?
In the field, I can't even speak about that. I always just measure success on my own. If I'm happy, comfortable, able to feed myself, able to help my pals, able to, you know what I mean, provide opportunities, or have anything of value to barter with. So I don't even know. I think that's really personal, how to measure success. I wouldn't even say
so success isn't a dollar sign.
Yeah, absolutely not. Or any kind of man-made trophy like an Oscar or a Grammy. It's like those come and go. But like, are you happy?
What advice would you have for an up-and-coming producer or film score composer who's trying to break into the industry and make a name for themselves?
I want to tell them to get weird, get experimental, like literally try everything. Just try stuff, because you never know. Every time you innovate, you're just creating something new. And that's the best thing ever. I feel like life is about creating and growing, because everything that is alive grows. So it's just like, that's the overall point, is keep growing as an artist. And don't be letting nobody tell you what to do. Ain't no rules in music.
Individual evolution. So as you know, this series is called Flavors. So I'm going to be asking you some questions about your style and how it reflects your personality, interests, and lifestyle, and a few random fun ones here and there. So you ready? Mm-hmm. How would you describe your personal style and what inspires the way you dress?
My personal style is just chill and very comfortable, because I'm usually in the studio and I like to kick my shoes off and sit, like a pretzel.
Do you have any fashion icons or influencers who inspire your style choices?
Absolutely not. I just wear what's comfortable to the studio.
What are some of your favorite fashion brands or designers, and why do you like them?
I don't know about fashion. I literally don't have any. I don't know. I like black stuff.
Favorite sneakers?
Barely wear sneakers. If I had to choose, couldn't even choose.
You're a Croc person?
Ew, no. No offense. I mean, slides. I do wear sneakers and stuff, but they're like Burberry's, and I don't know, but they're not my favorite. They work. They just work.
So I do wear sneakers. They just Burberry. What did you mean?
Sneakers, I don't know. I don't give too much mind in it. Like, if they work, they keep me off the ground.
You like just what you like. What your eye likes. Okay.
It's pretty.
Do you have any go-to pieces or items in your wardrobe that you feel confident in?
My chain.
Favorite color?
I love looking at black, but purple resonates with me.
If you are a fictional character, who would you be and why?
Mickey Mouse. Because he started in like the 1920s, 1940s, and he was like a super old character. He didn't even have a name or anything. And then he and he started on the screen playing violin, which is crazy, because that's how I started. And now he's just like, yeah. And now he's like this huge icon, and he made like his name for himself. Theoretically, it's a cartoon, but
If your music, beats, or film composing was a flavor, what would it taste like?
Gummy bears. Because they're super good and they keep you awake. They got sugars and stuff in them and there's all kind of flavors. Sometimes they're a little up, you know? Oops, can I cuss?
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and how would you use it?
Easy. Fly. No traffic. To piggyback off, it's really strange when people say they want to be invisible. Because what do you want to do with that? Like, you just want to be around people and not be, like, what is that? I think that's the strangest one to me. It's always a red flag when people say be invisible. Like, you just want to be in places around and they don't know. Like, what are you doing? Why do you want to be invisible?
What's the most unusual food you ever tried?
Eel. Only because we still don't know much about them. We don't know where they come from. We don't know how they mate. Creature. We still don't know where they come from. So I shouldn't have eaten that. I don't know. We don't know anything about eels. It's pretty surprising. It tasted like the rest of the sushi. It didn't really taste like anything. It's just like a waste of meat.
What's the most embarrassing song in your playlist right now? If you guys got the red light right now, window down.
Well, it's not embarrassing to me, but probably the Mulan song. It'd be like, let's get down to business. I love that song so much. And I blast it. Yeah, Disney.
It makes sense.
I blast it. It sounds so good.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Smoker or drinker?
Smoke.
Papers or woods?
Woods, if I had to choose.
Indica or sativa?
Ooh, sativa. It can't be in the couch. Indica puts me in the couch. I'm not
If you could switch lives with anyone for one day, who would it be and why?
Probably a house cat, because they get pets and they can just like do stuff all day. They can just like run around and be fuzzy.
If you were stranded on a desert island and only bring 3 things, what would they be and why?
First things first. A boat to get home, goddamn. A big old bottle of water and a guitar.
What's your favorite dad joke?
What's the perfect time to go to the dentist? 2:30.
If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Listen to one song? It would have to be created and it would have to be the longest song in the world because ain't no way. Life. Life is one big song, actually. All the birds singing and people talking.
Life.
Yeah.
What's the most random talent you have?
I'm really, really good at yo-yoing for some reason. And paddleball. You're not seeing me. I promise to God, you're not seeing me. All that. Around the world, fling it back and forth. I promise. I'm dangerous.
Is there anything that the people and your newly found fans from this can expect coming from you in the future?
Ooh, I can't say it. It's something real big, y'all. Just stay tuned. Ooh, gonna be rich as hell. No, wait. We got some crazy albums, crazy placements, and just some crazy music coming out. Just stay tuned, because I can't talk about it for real yet.
Tell them where they can find you and follow you.
Okay, I'm usually on Earth, and on social media, you can find me at Ashley, ASHILEE, across the board. But probably don't follow my Twitter. Never mind. Yeah, don't follow my Twitter.
I got VVS's busting out the jury box. I got sparkle.